Hey, good evening, folks of Emporia and all of those attending the Gravel Hall of Fame. Thanks for hosting and for the invite. I'm sorry I'm not able to attend in person. I'm in Girona for a month, leading some trips, so it's not a bad place to be. I'm thankful for that. Um, thanks so much for choosing me into the Gravel uh, Hall of Fame. It's quite an honor. I really wish I could have been there with Yuri and Ali, two other inductees. Yuri's been coming to the Hoppers since they started 26 years ago, and Ali for quite some time now, both from Sonoma County. God, there's a lot of thanks for me to give. First and foremost would be to my family, and especially to Tara, my wife, who, if you've been coming to the Hoppers, you know that it was she and I alone for 20 years doing grasshoppers and raising kids. We have three kids, and we both taught full time as high school teachers. Maybe a little bit crazy. Been doing the hoppers for 26, finished our 26 years without a stop, usually 5 to 6 a year. So we've done over 150 grasshoppers with 30 different routes. It's really what I love to do, is to create the routes and bring people to those places. I can't thank enough for the local shops and sponsors throughout the years who have been part of the event on the ground, helping people have a good experience. The riders and the volunteers and the marshals. And first and foremost to the riders. When I started the Grasshoppers as a mountain bike racer, I'd done some road racing and cyclocross. We rode, three bikes throughout the season. I had this idea of just putting together a 5-6 race series with mountain bikes, road bikes, gravel bikes. I was, cross bikes at the time. And, just doing really interesting, hard, challenging things where it was never clear which bike to ride. So as you know, back then there weren't that many options. So it's been really fun to be part of and watching the evolution of the bikes, the wheels, the tires, everything. And to see all the events that are giving people so much joy and creating community and creating economy and this whole new era of gravel. And for me, I just remind myself and remind others that these are the good old days. We tend to get nostalgic about things, how they were. And for me, just all along, I give thanks for whatever the day is and whatever the bike is that I get to ride, and for the people that I've got to meet doing this for so many years. Over the 30 years, which for Occidental for 20 years, I remember that we were one of the few events that if riders were down training for the winter that they could come and do. Riders like Jeff Kabush and Barry Wicks and all the folks from Canada that would come down, and then Levi Leipheimer was living in town for a while, and Peter Stetna, Ted King came to his first gravel event, Lawrence Tenzam drinking beer and eating chips, and Amity when I think she was 21, and Katarina Nash, Ali. Of course, Yuri's been out there forever, but it's just been so wonderful to have had this, what I wanted to have, the embodiment of the highest level of competition by calling it a training event, which of course we knew the local bragging rights were on the line. And, to be able to have ushered that along throughout the years when it was free for 10 years and then working up to, running it as a full-scale event right now, which there's a lot to go into that. And, I just can't thank enough the riders who love to do what I love to do, which is ride bikes. And I think it's been unique for a couple reasons. One is the location of this. There was such a history of cycling in Northern California, where Marin is just north of Marin, and so Sonoma is just north of Marin, and so Mount Tam, we had all the frame builders there. I grew up in Sebastopol, where as a high schooler, the Ibis was still building bikes there. And then as a mountain biker, my experience was, one of my favorite things to do was the big single loop races like Whiskey Town, and there was one up the Humbug and Wairika and Lemurian. And so when I started the Hoppers, I really wanted to have just cool rides and not define it by the bike. I wanted everyone to start together, the men and women to start together, not having support on the road, so you had to fix your things as you did a mountain bike race. And that was really it. It was kind of one of those rides when you weren't going to wait for your friends on that day. So if they blew up too bad, if you blew up too bad, and then you get together afterwards and have pizza and beer. And it's great to see all these events throughout the country and throughout the world. Now I'm here in Spain for a while, and to be in Girona and to see the explosion of the bikes and the options, and just the bottom line is that people are doing something that they love. They're getting exercise, they're getting fit, and we're starting to see more and more of the NorCal League boys and girls coming out to do gravel events and finding the next thing after mountain bike stuff, and then the family there. So it's just an extension on the continuum of cycling that is so fun. For me, which is, I think, what people love so much about gravel and gravel events is the community. I can't thank enough the folks here in Occidental, where I lived for a long time, especially Tom Ganella and Gianni. It was a time when, looking for a place that was home and family, and that was really what I found in cycling, and that's what's always inspired me. And so to be able to host these grasshoppers and sea riders coming back 5 times a year for 20 years or so, many of them become, my best friends and family. So it's quite an honor. I know Yuri had been coming to Unbound for years, and it's strange to look back at it. I was trying to look at a timeline, but it wasn't until 2015, 16, some of that someone told me about, gravel as a genre, and Googled it, and it was like, wow, 500, 600, 700 events, just massive. So this parallel development of this adventure, riding, gravel, mixed terrain, getting people off the busy roads, and most importantly, starting where people are from. The idea of an event taking place from where it's your home. It's where most people live. It's where they raise their kids. It's within striking distance. It's great to see that. I'm really sorry that I couldn't get out to the gravel belt to be part of this celebration. I hope that people do really well at the event. I know another thing that's brought me great joy is to see Ian Lopez, since he was just a rugrat, evolve and have this discipline that he loves and thrives at. That's great to see in all the young folks. And then the folks like my age, I started this when I was 27 and now I'm 52 right now. And just to see the passion of folks just, enjoying the fitness that has been sustained through COVID, and all the friendships that people have. Anyways, thanks again for having me. I wish I could be there. Have a wonderful night. Congratulations to the other inductees. I really wish I could be there with you all. And I'll be thinking of you on my gravel rides in Girona. Peace.